And here's something about Everytown. If you notice, and I've looked at all these polls that they have released, because they go around, particularly in different states that are considering anti-gun legislation, and they poll the demographic there, they poll the voters there, and they never release their methodology. They never release their sample size. In fact, it's almost as if they just make them up entirely and pull them out of the ether, because there's nothing to substantiate the numbers that they claim. And then they put this in a press release and they send it off to, of course, media entities like the New York Times, who run it without even questioning their sources or verifying these numbers presented. And they started doing this as well when Michael Bloomberg created this entity called The Trace. The Trace is masquerading as a nonprofit journalistic entity, but really it's a creation of anti-gun Michael Bloomberg, because he wanted to be able to fall back on a media outlet to substantiate the baseless claims that they make about law-abiding firearm owners. And because he couldn't really get anyone besides the New York Times to do his dirty work for him, they decided to create a Pravda, so to speak, for the gun control movement, and that's The Trace.
Yeah, it's amazing when you look at just about every anti-gun organization out there. Just about every one of them is funded by Michael Bloomberg, and they're all phony baloney.
It is. And the sad thing is, whenever you see these numbers out, and right now, because they're considering some stuff in Missouri and they're looking at some other states, they're considering gun legislation, different bills, different constitutional carry, etc. They're coming out with these phony polls, and I urge people, particularly all our viewers here, and tell your friends, go out and tell your friends too, whenever you see one of these polls cited in your local media, because they always quote it as being Everytown, make sure to question how they came to that conclusion, because they never cite their methodology, nor do they publish their sample size.
Yeah.